Commander He-jin stood at the large window of the Stellar Republic's main space station, his hands clasped behind his back. He watched the endless stars spread out before him, each one reminding him of how far his people had fallen. Just 50 years ago, the Stellar Republic had been one of the most respected civilizations in the known galaxy. Now, they were barely holding on to their place in the Galactic Council. The door behind him opened with a soft hiss. "Commander, the council meeting is about to begin," said Dr. Jai-yun, her voice carrying the same worry he felt. She was wearing the traditional blue and silver robes of their people, her long black hair neatly tied back. He-jin nodded but didn't turn around immediately. "They're going to mock us again, aren't they?" "Most likely," Jai-yun replied, walking to stand beside him. "But we must attend. We cannot show weakness by staying away." Together, they walked through the gleaming white corridors of the station. Other species passed them by, some tall and muscular, others small and quick. Many gave them looks of pity or barely hidden smirks. The Stellar Republic was known for its beautiful architecture, its deep understanding of spiritual energy, and its advanced medical technology. But in a galaxy where military strength mattered more and more each day, these achievements meant little. They entered the council chamber, a massive room with seats arranged in rising circles. Representatives from 30 different species sat in their designated areas. He-jin and Jai-yun took their places in the middle section, trying to ignore the whispers around them. The council leader, a tall being with gray skin named Merak, stood up. "We gather today to discuss the growing threat of the Dominion Empire," he announced. "Their forces have been expanding aggressively toward the outer regions. Perhaps they should start with the Stellar Republic," called out one of the representatives, causing several others to laugh. "They're practically defenseless anyway." He-jin's face remained calm, but his hands tightened on the arms of his chair. Jai-yun placed a gentle hand on his arm, reminding him to stay diplomatic. "The Stellar Republic still holds significant influence in trade and cultural matters," Jai-yun said, her voice clear and strong. But more laughter followed her words. "Culture won't stop warships," another representative shouted. "What good is your spiritual energy against plasma cannons?" Just as He-jin was about to respond, his personal communication device buzzed. He looked down at it, and his eyes widened. Quickly, he pressed several buttons on the screen in front of him, and a holographic display appeared in the center of the chamber. "Honorable Council," he said, standing up, "our long-range sensors have detected something interesting. A new civilization has just achieved faster-than-light travel." The chamber grew quiet. New spacefaring civilizations were rare and always of interest to the Council. "They call themselves humans," He-jin continued, showing images of Earth and its first FTL ships. "They achieved spaceflight barely 200 years ago, and they've already developed their own unique form of faster-than-light travel." 200 years, someone scoffed. "They're infants. Most species take at least 1,000 years to develop FTL technology after achieving spaceflight." He-jin zoomed in on the images of human ships. "Look at their design. It's completely different from anything we've seen before. They're using principles that even our best scientists haven't considered." "Commander He-jin," Merak said, his voice heavy with condescension, "surely you're not suggesting we pay attention to such a young species." "I'm suggesting more than that," He-jin replied firmly. "I propose that the Stellar Republic initiate first contact with Earth." The chamber erupted in laughter again, even louder than before. "First, the Stellar Republic loses its military strength, and now they want to make friends with primitives." Someone called out, "How far they have fallen." But He-jin stood his ground. He looked at Jai-yun, who nodded in support. She had seen the same thing he had in the data, something unique about these humans, something special in how quickly they adapted and evolved their technology. "Mock us if you wish," He-jin said, his voice cutting through the laughter. "But while you laugh, we will act. The Stellar Republic formally announces its intention to establish diplomatic relations with Earth." You'll be wasting your time, Merok warned. These humans will be centuries away from being useful allies. He-Jin smiled slightly. Perhaps, or perhaps we see something that you don't. After the meeting, He-Jin and Jai-Yun walked quickly back to their offices. Their assistants were already preparing reports about Earth and its people. The Council's reaction was exactly what we expected, Jai-Yun said, reviewing the data on her screen. But look at these human achievement records, He-Jin. From their first powered flight to landing on their moon, just 66 years. From their first computers to global information networks, less than 50 years. He-Jin nodded, studying his own screen. They advance exponentially. Every achievement leads to 3 more, then 9, then 27. They don't follow the normal development patterns of other species. They're also survivors, Jai-Yun added. Multiple world wars, natural disasters, near environmental collapse, and each time they came back stronger. They learned and adapted. He-Jin pulled up an image of Earth's latest spacecraft. Look at their weapons. Simple by our standards, yes, but the underlying principles. They're approaching problems from completely different angles. They're not just copying and improving existing ideas like most young civilizations. They're innovating. The Council sees their youth as a weakness, Jai-Yun said, smiling. They don't understand that it might be their greatest strength. These humans aren't bound by 10,000 years of this is how things are done. He-Jin began drafting orders for their first contact mission. Prepare our best diplomatic team, he told Jai-Yun. We need people who can think creatively, who can see potential where others see primitives. You should lead the mission, Jai-Yun said. And I'll go as chief diplomat. We're already considered fools by the Council. We might as well be fools who make history. As they worked late into the night, more data about Earth kept arriving. They learned about human art, their countless different cultures, their ability to cooperate despite vast differences. But most importantly, they learned about human warfare, not just their weapons, but their strategies, their ability to think in ways that other species considered impossible. The Council thinks we're desperate, He-Jin said as they finished their preparations. They think we're reaching out to humans because we have no other choice. Aren't we? Jai-Yun asked, raising an eyebrow. No, He-Jin replied, looking out at the stars again. We're reaching out to them because they might be exactly what this galaxy needs. The Council is so focused on their primitive technology that they can't see their potential. But imagine what humans could do with access to our advanced technology. Imagine their creativity combined with our knowledge. And if we're wrong? Jai-Yun asked, though her tone suggested she already knew his answer. Then we'll be mocked a little more than we already are, He-Jin said with a slight shrug. But if we're right, the galaxy will never be the same. As their ship prepared for departure the next day, He-Jin received one final message from the Council. It was short and dismissive. The Stellar Republic's decision to waste resources on primitive humans has been noted. Do try not to embarrass yourselves too much. He-Jin showed the message to Jai-Yun, and they both laughed. Let the Council mock them. Soon enough, they would all learn what He-Jin and Jai-Yun already suspected. That sometimes the greatest allies come from the most unexpected places, and that youth and inexperience could be powerful advantages in a galaxy desperately in need of new ideas. The ship's engines hummed to life, and Earth's coordinates were set in the navigation system. As they prepared to depart, He-Jin looked at his crew, the best and brightest of the Stellar Republic, all willing to take a chance on this crazy mission. To Earth, he said simply. To Earth, they responded, hope clear in their voices. The ship disappeared into FTL speed, carrying with it the future of 2 civilizations, one ancient and refined, the other young and bold. The galaxy had no idea what was coming. The Stellar Republic's diplomatic ship emerged from FTL travel at the edge of Earth's solar system. Commander He-jin watched the blue planet grow larger on their main screen as they approached. Security Chief Yu-jin stood beside him, checking the readings from Earth's defense systems. Their detection systems are better than we expected, Yu-jin said, looking impressed. They spotted us the moment we left FTL. Their weapons are already tracking us. He-jin nodded, pleased. Good. Send the greeting message we prepared. Minutes later, a response came from Earth. A face appeared on their screen. Admiral Yang Han-seok of the United Earth Defense Force. He was a man with sharp eyes and a steady gaze. Greetings, visitors, Han-seok said in perfect Korean. Thanks to the translation systems, we've received your peaceful contact request. However, you'll understand if we take precautions. Of course, Admiral, He-jin replied. We would be disappointed if you didn't. This answer seemed to surprise Han-seok. Oh, most advanced civilizations we've imagined in our stories would be offended by such distrust. Most advanced civilizations have forgotten the importance of careful thinking. He-jin said, May we approach your space station for a meeting? The first meeting took place on humanity's largest space station. He-jin, Jae-yun, and Yu-jin walked through the station's corridors, noticing how different it was from their own. Where Stellar Republic architecture favored smooth curves and floating platforms, human designs were more practical. Strong lines, clear paths, and multiple backup systems. Admiral Han-seok met them in a conference room, along with Earth's chief scientist, Dr. Lee Sun-mai, and several other military officers. The humans wore simple but well-made uniforms, and their posture showed they were ready for either peace or conflict. Before we begin, Han-seok said, I must ask, why Earth? We know we're new to space travel. Surely there are more advanced civilizations you could ally with. Jae-yun stepped forward. Actually, Admiral, that's exactly why we chose Earth. Your civilization is unique in our experience. You advance differently from others. Dr. Sun-mai leaned forward, interested. Different how? Most species follow a standard pattern, Jae-yun explained. They discover something, perfect it, then move to the next discovery. But humans, she pulled up a holographic display showing Earth's technological progress. You discover something, then immediately think of 20 different ways to use it, combine it, improve it. You don't wait for perfection before moving forward. Some would call that reckless, Han-seok said. Some do, He-jin agreed. The Galactic Council mocks us for coming to Earth. They think we're desperate, reaching out to primitives because we have no choice. Are you? Han-seok asked directly. Desperate. He-jin appreciated the straightforward question. Yes and no. The Stellar Republic is in a difficult position. We have advanced technology, deep spiritual understanding, and strong cultural achievements. But we lack military strength. And you want us to be your soldiers? One of the human officers asked, frowning. No, Yu-jin spoke up. We want to learn from each other. We have already learned much just by watching your progress. Your weapons might be simpler than ours, but your tactics, your way of thinking about warfare, they're completely different from anything in the galaxy. Dr. Sun-mai pulled up data on her tablet. You mentioned spiritual understanding. What exactly does that mean? Jae-yun smiled and held out her hand. Above it, a small ball of pure energy formed, floating and spinning. The humans leaned forward, fascinated. We have learned to manipulate the energy that flows through all living things, Jae-yun explained. We use it for healing, for power generation, for communication across vast distances. But not for weapons, Han-seok asked. We never thought to use it that way, He-jin admitted. This is why we need each other. You see possibilities we never considered, and we have knowledge you haven't discovered yet. Suddenly, Yu-jin's communication device beeped urgently. She checked it, and her face grew serious. Commander, we're receiving encrypted transmissions. The Dominion Empire's ships have been spotted near 3 of our outer colonies. The humans noticed the change in mood. The Dominion Empire? Han Siok asked. Are they the reason you're seeking allies? They're part of it, He Jin said. They're an aggressive species that believes in taking what they want by force. Our intelligence suggests they plan to attack both our civilizations. Both? Dr. Sunmei asked. Why would they attack Earth? We're not even part of your galactic community yet. Because that's their way, Jia Yun explained. They destroy potential threats before they can grow stronger. They've seen the same data we have about Earth's rapid progress. They won't wait for you to become more powerful. Han Siok stood up and walked to a large window, looking out at Earth below. So we face a choice. Stand alone against this empire when they come, or join forces with you now. There's something else you should know, He Jin said. The Galactic Council. They won't help either of us. They think the Stellar Republic is weak, and they see Earth as primitive. They'll watch us fall and do nothing. To everyone's surprise, Han Siok smiled. Good. Good? Jia Yun asked, confused. Yes, good. Han Siok turned back to them. Because it means whatever we achieve, we'll achieve on our own terms. No council telling us what we can and can't do. No rules about proper warfare or accepted tactics. Dr. Sunmai was already making notes on her tablet. The possibilities of combining your energy manipulation with our technology. The applications could be endless. Show us more, Han Siok said. Show us everything you can do, and we'll show you what we can do. Let's see what happens when we work together. Over the next few hours, both sides shared their capabilities. The humans were amazed by the Stellar Republic's control over energy, their faster-than-light technology, and their medical advances. But the Stellar Republic representatives were equally impressed by human innovations. You've developed combat simulations that account for chaos theory. Yu Jin asked, studying their battle programs. We were taught that warfare had to follow strict patterns and rules. War isn't about rules, Han Siok said. It's about achieving your objective while denying your enemy theirs. Sometimes the best move is the one your opponent believes is impossible. As they talked, more urgent messages arrived about Dominion Empire movements. They were definitely preparing for something big. We don't have much time, He Jin said. The Dominion Empire won't wait long once they realize our civilizations are talking to each other. Han Siok looked at his fellow officers, who all nodded. Then we won't wait either. The United Earth Defense Force is prepared to form an immediate alliance with the Stellar Republic. Just like that, Jia Yun asked. No long debates, no committees. We can debate after we've dealt with the immediate threat, Han Siok said. Right now, we need to act. Dr. Sunmei, gather your best scientists. We need to see how we can integrate our technologies. I'll contact our research teams, Jia Yun said, already sending messages. And I'll begin working with your military strategists. Yu Jin added, we need to understand each other's capabilities quickly. He Jin watched all this with growing hope. The humans weren't just accepting their offer. They were embracing it fully, already thinking about next steps and possibilities. The council will mock us even more for this quick decision, he said to Han Siok. Let them mock, the admiral replied. It will make their surprise all the better when they see what we can do together. As the meeting ended and plans were made, He Jin looked out at Earth again. The Galactic Council had called them fools for coming here. But watching the humans spring into action, seeing their minds work in ways his people had never considered, he knew they had made the right choice. The galaxy had mocked them for seeking alliance with a young species. Soon, they would learn why that had been their biggest mistake. 1 month after the alliance formed, the combined research facility on Earth's moon was alive with activity. Dr. Lee Sunmai watched in amazement as Jia Yun demonstrated the Stellar Republic's energy manipulation techniques to a team of human scientists. The small ball of pure energy floating above Jia Yun's hand pulsed with a soft blue light. The energy responds to conscious thought, Jia Yun explained. For centuries, we've used it only for peaceful purposes, healing, power generation, and communication. Sun Mei stepped forward, her mind already racing with possibilities. But it could be used for other things, couldn't it? What happens if we combine it with our plasma containment technology? In another part of the facility, Commander He Jin and Admiral Han Seok reviewed battle simulations with Earth's military strategist, Park Min-ho. The large holographic display showed their combined fleet formations. "Your ships are impressive," Min-ho said, studying the Stellar Republic's vessels. "But they're too predictable. You always follow the same patterns that have been used for thousands of years." "That's what we were taught," He Jin admitted. "The Galactic Council believes proper warfare must follow established rules." Han Seok laughed. "Then they've already lost. The moment you become predictable in battle, you give your enemy an advantage." They watched as Min-ho ran a new simulation. The human ships moved in ways that seemed chaotic at first, but there was a hidden purpose to every movement. They broke formation only to reform in unexpected places, used asteroids and space debris as cover, and never did the same thing twice. "This is how we'll fight," Min-ho explained. "We'll take your advanced technology and use it in ways the enemy won't expect. They'll be looking for traditional attack patterns, but we'll give them confusion instead." Security Chief Yu Jin burst into the room, her face serious. "Commander, Admiral, we have a problem. Our long-range sensors have detected Dominion Empire ships approaching 3 of our outer colonies. They're moving faster than we expected." He Jin quickly pulled up the sensor data. "They're not following their usual invasion patterns. Something's different." "They must have spies in the Galactic Council," Han Seok said. "They know about our alliance, and they're trying to strike before we're ready." At that moment, Dr. Sun Mai and Jia Yun rushed in. "You need to see this," Sun Mai said excitedly. She activated a small device on the table. A sphere of energy formed above it, similar to Jia Yun's demonstration, but this one crackled with controlled power. "We combined your energy manipulation with our containment technology," Sun Mai explained. "We can now generate focused energy fields that are 10 times stronger than anything either of us could create alone." "Can it be adapted for ship shields?" Han Seok asked. "Better than that," Jia Yun replied. "We can create entire new weapon systems. The humans showed us how to use our energy in ways we never imagined." He Jin looked at the sensor data again. "How quickly can we install these new systems on our ships?" "The basic upgrades can be done in 3 days," Sun Mai said. "We've designed them to be simple to install. The humans' engineering teams are already preparing the equipment." 3 days, Han Seok repeated. "The Dominion ships will reach the outer colonies in 4 days. It's going to be close." They worked around the clock. Human engineering teams worked alongside Stellar Republic technicians, installing the new hybrid technology on their ships. The human crews learned to work with the Republic's energy systems, while Republic officers studied Earth's battle tactics. On the 3rd day, as they prepared for battle, a message arrived from the Galactic Council. Merrick's gray face appeared on their main screen, his expression both worried and confused. "Commander He Jin," he said, "our sensors show the Dominion Empire moving against your colonies. We also detect unusual energy readings from your fleet. What have you done?" "We've done what you thought was impossible," He Jin replied. "We've combined our strengths with humanity's innovation." "This is madness," Merrick said. "You cannot trust such a young species with advanced technology. They're too unpredictable, too chaotic." Admiral Han Seok stepped into view. "That's exactly why we'll win. The Dominion Empire thinks like you do. That warfare must follow proper rules and patterns. They're about to learn how wrong that thinking is." After the transmission ended, the combined fleet prepared to depart. Human ships, now enhanced with Republic energy technology, flew alongside Republic ships equipped with Earth's innovative weapon systems. The crews of both civilizations had trained together, learning to think and fight as one force. The Dominion Empire expects to find two weak civilizations, Ho Jin said to his crew. Instead, they'll find something entirely new. The fleet jumped to FTL speed, racing to reach the outer colonies before it was too late. As they traveled, Sun Mai and Jia Yun made final adjustments to their new weapon systems. The energy containment fields were working better than anyone had expected, creating shields that could absorb and redirect enemy fire. "It's amazing," Jia Yun said, watching the energy readings. "In just 1 month, you've helped us discover things we never thought possible." "That's because you were trapped by tradition," Sun Mai replied. "Sometimes you need fresh eyes to see new possibilities." In the command center, Park Min-ho showed their battle plan to the combined fleet commanders. It was unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. A mixture of Republic technology and human tactical thinking that broke every rule of conventional space warfare. "They'll expect us to defend the colonies directly," Min-ho explained. "Instead, we'll use the Republic's energy fields to create false sensor readings. We'll make them think our main fleet is in one place while we attack from another. Hit them from unexpected angles," Han Seok added. "Use their own assumptions against them. While they're looking for proper military formations, we'll strike from the chaos." As they approached the first colony, their sensors detected the Dominion fleet. The enemy ships were massive, bristling with weapons. They moved in perfect formation, following the traditional patterns of galactic warfare. "They're sending a message," Yu Jin reported. "They're demanding our immediate surrender. They say resistance would be uncivilized." He Jin and Han Seok looked at each other and smiled. "Let's show them just how uncivilized we can be," Han Seok said. The combined fleet split into smaller groups, moving in patterns that seemed random but were carefully planned. The new energy shields activated, bending light and sensor readings around their ships. To the Dominion Empire's scanners, the fleet seemed to be everywhere and nowhere at once. "This is Chief Yu Jin to all ships," she broadcast. "Remember your training. Fight smart, not by the rules. Show them what happens when humanity and the Stellar Republic work together." The battle was about to begin, and for the first time in years, Ho Jin felt completely confident. The galaxy had mocked them for seeking alliance with humanity. Now they would learn that sometimes the greatest power comes from being underestimated. As the first shots were about to be fired, Ho Jin thought of the Galactic Council's warnings about humanity being too unpredictable, too chaotic. They had been right about that part, but they had been wrong about it being a weakness. Sometimes chaos was exactly what you needed to change the galaxy. The Dominion Empire's massive fleet hung in space like a wall of steel, their ships arranged in perfect battle formation. Behind them, the Stellar Republic's outer colony waited, its people watching anxiously as history unfolded before them. "Look at their formation," Park Min-ho said, studying the enemy fleet from the command center of the combined Human Republic flagship. "So predictable. So boring." Commander He Jin nodded. The enemy ships were positioned exactly as galactic warfare doctrine demanded. Larger ships in the center, medium ships on the flanks, small ships in supporting positions. It was the same formation that had been used for thousands of years. "All ships report ready," Security Chief Yu Jin announced. "Energy shields at full power. Human stealth systems active." Admiral Han Seok stepped forward. "Begin Operation Chaos." The combined fleet sprang into action. Instead of meeting the Dominion Empire in a traditional battle line, their ships scattered in all directions. The new energy shields, enhanced by human containment technology, bent light and sensor readings around them. To the enemy scanners, it looked like the defending fleet was falling apart in panic. "They're taking the bait," Dr. Sun Mai reported, watching the enemy's movements. "Their fleet is splitting up to chase our scattered ships." "Just as we planned," He Jin said with a smile. "They can't imagine that we'd break formation on purpose." The Dominion Empire's commander sent another message. "Your primitive tactics show your desperation. Surrender now, and we will be merciful." Han Siok's reply was simple: "Come and get us." As the enemy ships pursued what they thought were fleeing defenders, the true trap was revealed. The scattered human and Republic ships suddenly changed course in perfect coordination. What had looked like chaos was actually a carefully planned maneuver. They had drawn the enemy fleet apart, creating gaps in their perfect formation. "All ships, execute pattern storm," Minho ordered. The combined fleet's energy shields shifted from defensive mode to offensive. The technology that Jai Yun and Sun Mai had developed didn't just protect their ships. It could also concentrate and release bursts of pure energy. "They're trying to reform their battle line," Yu Jin reported, "but they're too spread out now." "Launch fighters," Han Siok commanded. Squadrons of small ships poured from the larger vessels. Human pilots flew Republic fighters enhanced with Earth technology, while Republic pilots commanded human ships upgraded with energy weapons. They struck at the enemy's weak points, hitting them from angles that the Dominion Empire had never thought to defend against. "Their sensors are confused," Sun Mai said excitedly. "Our energy fields are creating false readings. They can't tell which ships are real and which are decoys." In the heart of the battle, a Dominion Empire dreadnought fired its main weapons at what it thought was the combined fleet's flagship, but the target flickered and vanished. Another energy field decoy. The real flagship was already behind them. "All ships, execute pattern lightning," Jin ordered. The human Republic fleet moved as one, their practiced chaos turning into deadly precision. Energy beams linked their ships together, creating a web of power that trapped enemy vessels. It was a technique that combined the Republic's energy manipulation with humanity's love of springing traps. On the Dominion Empire's command ship, their leaders were shouting in confusion. Nothing was working as it should. Their carefully planned strategies fell apart against an enemy that refused to fight properly. Every time they thought they had the combined fleet cornered, it slipped away and struck from another direction. "This is impossible," the Dominion commander shouted over an open channel. "You're breaking every rule of warfare." "Rules," Han Siok replied calmly. "In battle, the only rule that matters is survival." The battle reached its turning point when the combined fleet unveiled their final surprise. The energy fields around their ships began to pulse in sync, creating a cascade effect that overloaded the enemy's shields. It was something neither civilization could have achieved alone. The Republic's energy control guided by humanity's understanding of chain reactions. Energy cascade reaching critical levels, Jai Yun reported. Just like in the simulations, the pulse wave hit the Dominion fleet like a tsunami. Ships lost power, shields failed, and weapon systems went dark. In less than an hour, the mighty Dominion Empire fleet was reduced to floating hulks in space. "Send the rescue ships," Jin ordered. "Let's show them that we can be merciful in victory." As their crews secured the enemy vessels and helped the survivors, messages began pouring in from across the galaxy. The Galactic Council, which had monitored the battle, was in an uproar. No one had ever seen warfare like this before. The same representatives who had mocked the Republic's alliance with humanity were now demanding to know how they had achieved such impossible results. Merrick's face appeared on their screen again, his gray skin pale with shock. This changes everything we thought we knew about warfare." "No," Jin corrected him. "It changes everything you thought you knew about humanity. They may be young, but their minds are unbounded by traditional thinking. And it changes what you thought about the Stellar Republic," Han Siok added. "Sometimes the oldest civilizations can learn the most from the youngest ones." In the days that followed, the combined fleet's victory became legendary. The Dominion Empire, faced with the reality that their traditional warfare methods were now obsolete, sued for peace. The Galactic Council was forced to recognize Earth as a major power, and the Stellar Republic regained its respected position. But more importantly, the alliance between humanity and the Republic grew stronger. Their success had proven that true strength comes not from age or tradition, but from the willingness to learn and adapt. The Council wants us to share our technology with them, Jai Yun told Jin and Han Seok during a celebration on Earth's moon base. Let them wait, Han Seok replied with a smile. Let them learn what we learned, that sometimes you have to put aside your pride and be willing to see things differently. Sun Mai, who had been working on new projects with Jai Yun, looked up from her datapad. We've only scratched the surface of what we can achieve together. The combined energy technology has applications far beyond warfare. That's what makes this alliance special, He Jin said. We didn't just combine our strengths. We helped each other grow beyond our limitations. As they looked out at Earth and the stars beyond, Park Min-ho raised a glass. To the alliance that nobody believed in. To the power of thinking differently, Jai Yun added. To humanity and the Stellar Republic, He Jin said. May we continue to prove that the greatest achievements come when we dare to break the rules. The galaxy had indeed changed. The civilization they had mocked as primitive had helped create a new way of thinking about everything. From technology to warfare to cooperation between species, the Stellar Republic had been ridiculed for seeking an alliance with humanity, but that choice had led to their greatest triumph. As night fell on the moon base, ships from both civilizations patrolled together, their energy shields glowing softly in the darkness. They were no longer just allies. They were pioneers of a new age, proof that sometimes the best way forward is to ignore the old paths and make your own way through the stars. The galaxy had mocked them, but now the galaxy would learn from them, and this was just the beginning.